Hey guys, I hope you're having a beautiful day. Ram here, your DNA hacker, again back. We've been touching on the topic of how to start an early morning practice for being able to master meditation. I did part one, which was a video on what is meditation. Oftentimes there's a lot of confusion. People think they're practicing meditation, they're practicing other forms. You want to check back to that video. Then after, I did a part two on how the lower limbs of yoga help for getting ready for meditation, to be able to master meditation. How do they feed to the higher limbs? So how does asana, for example, do that? How does taking care of the body do that? How does your ethics play in the role? How does breathing play a role into this? And what breathing leads into later on, which are some more subtle aspects. So, and then of course other limbs, which we won't be talking about today. You want to refer to part two of that video series, and we're going to have other parts as well. But I want to do this special segment. I recently partnered up with the people at Deluxe Leaf, because I've been searching, and of course those who attend my DNA Hacker Secrets events, like my most recent retreat, and we have two coming up in the fall in September and October, know that I'm very big on teaching how to holistically take care of your body. So there's a number of supplements, for example, that I recommend. There's a whole regime that I go through, that I teach my clients, my students, etc. And one of the things that I've been hunting for the longest time is a true natural CBD full spectrum supplement, and I'll be talking about this near the end of the video, so you want to stay tuned for that. As well, I'll be giving a little bonus, which will be a guided meditation, 5 minutes or so, so you also want to stay tuned for that at the end. So today's video, what I'm going to be talking about is how to care for your body, and what I'm going to be focusing on is on the benefits of CBD oil and its effects on meditation. So for those who are not familiar with me and what I do, my name is Brian Ramos. My students call me Ram, R-A-M. I'm the founder of Rama's Rooted Tree and the creator of DNA Hacker Secrets. And people call me the DNA Hacker. In some YouTube videos, I talk about what DNA hacking is and how it can change your life, how you can use the power of your own consciousness to transform yourself from within and then without. And an upcoming book that I'm going to be working on this fall called DNA Hacker Secrets, I'll be going into more details about that. Of course, I'm also the author of The Art of Stress-Free Living, because I teach people how to live 100% stress and disease-free. One of the things to live 100% stress and disease-free is to care for your body the right way, to treat it like a temple. You must love, honor, and respect your body. In addition, just a little bit of background on me. I wasn't always 100% stress and disease-free. I've done this throughout the last couple of decades, how to master this, and this is what I teach people how to do. I was just a regular person just like you, and I struggled with a number of diseases. And I struggled with some mental health issues, including depression when I was younger, and anxiety. And I studied at Yale University neuroscience. I have a PhD in neuroscience. And so I went really deep dive into psychiatry, molecular psychiatry, genetics, understanding the physiology of the nervous system and how it related to overall mental and physical, and of course eventually spiritual health, because you as a spiritual being are connected to this body through the nervous system. And so that just gives you a little background. I finished my PhD years ago, and after that I devoted a lot of time to mastering yoga. I'm a stress specialist, a health expert, and so I know a lot about things that could serve you if you're interested in your holistic health. So I found these guys from Deluxe Leaf, and I've gotten to know them personally, and I know that they do not cut any corners, and they are very rooted in research, which I appreciate a lot. And unlike a number of companies out there that I've taken some of their supplements as well. I cannot speak higher enough, much higher than I do about these guys. As you'll see, a lot of these places are like comparing white bread with whole grain bread. So you know, like that healthy bread, like, you know, I forget what it's called, crazy something bread. That one would be like the cream of the crop bread. And then of course, you know, you have the Wonder Bread variety of this industry. Remember something very important, that supplement industry is an unregulated field. And I think this is going to change as the NIH and the FDA become a lot more active in funding research. And I think the pharmaceutical industry is also going to jump into this growing industry. And I think when that happens, it's going to start to become a lot more regulated. So we're right now in the Wild West. And so I've invited, along with one of the co-owners of Deluxe Leaf, we invited some of these companies to let's do studies. We wanted to do studies to be able to confirm effects. A lot of them were not wanting to do it because, as you'll see, their product is subpar. And so you really want to be well informed. And I think one of the things that Deluxe Leaf does really well is that they want transparency. So they are really into delivering a natural healing product, and this is really the future of medicine. I'm wanting to get ahead of the curve, and we're seeing a movement back to more natural healing systems like Ayurveda, for example, the ancient healing system out of India. We're going to see a lot more naturopathy, a lot more hands-on healing, for example, like let's say energy healing, or even chiropractic, which even though it has hand manipulations, a lot of energy-based healing going on as well. And of course, if you want to get ahead of the curve and have holistic healing that is more preventative, then you want to have a product like Deluxe Leaf. So, all right, so let's get to it. I'm going to mention why CBD oil as well. As a master in yoga, haven't mastered all the limbs of yoga. I want to, doing these initial videos that I just mentioned in the intro on meditation, I want to talk about the entourage effect, these kind of cumulative effects that that the hemp plant and the cannabis family of plants have. All right, so if you're familiar with CBD, you know that it stands for cannabidiol. So unlike the psychoactive tetrahydrocannabinol, which is the psychoactive component of marijuana, this is non-psychoactive, but it has a number of health benefits that research is going to be slowly building up and accumulating. The thing that I want you to keep in mind is that a lot of these white bread, kind of wonder bread manufacturers of CBD that are selling snake oil to people, you want to be very well informed in this field of supplements. And CBD industry is one of many other industries where you really want to be well informed. That's why I invite you to attend one of my events, to attend one of my programs, so you can learn really the ins and outs of how I've mastered the art of healing and living stress and disease free. And so one of the things that they do is that they're going to extract and really enrich for CBD. But what we want to worry about is that there is some evidence that when you have high amounts of really anything, and I stress this all the time, it's all about balance. Too much, too little. Well, too little may have no effect, too much may have detrimental effect like renal damage. So you want to be really careful with what you're taking, because oftentimes what they're giving you is this powder that then they add to some carrier oil, let's say hemp oil. And oftentimes what you're mostly getting is hemp oil, and you're not really getting much of the CBD. What you really want is a more natural resin, more in oil form. And what I like about, which I dropped here, what I really like about the Deluxe Leaf is that it is in the medium chain triglyceride oil. This is the oil that's found in coconut oil. It's a very healthy oil that is given as a supplement that you can buy, let's say at Amazon or something of that sort. Or in coconut oil is at least around 50 to 60%. These medium chain triglycerides, they're a very healthy oil for you. And this product is in that oil itself. And of course, you want to stay tuned. If this is YouTube, there's a special offer, a code that you can use to get 20% off the Deluxe Leaf, any of the Deluxe Leaf products. It is DNA Hacker 20, and it'll be below. If it is on social media, then it's simple. I'm the DNA Hacker 20 for 20% off. You won't get that anywhere else. So if you want that 20% off, you want to try it. I'm telling you, I've tried so many different products. I'm always searching for the next great thing in natural healing. You can taste the difference with this product, and you'll also feel the difference as well. All right, so there are a number of health benefits, and I'm going to relate some benefits that CBD will have as it relates to meditation. So as it relates to your brain and your mind function. So we know that CBD has a number of benefits. There's research that has shown that it has some anti-stress effects, some anti-anxiety or anxiolytic effects, helps with managing pain. It may not help manage pain as well as the THC cannabis variant would. It's a lot more stronger. THC plays a key role in pain management, but it nonetheless does help. And of course, for those who don't want the psychoactive component, this is a great option. And even if you're taking the psychoactive variant, this should be a part of your daily regime. There's certain supplements that I take on a day-to-day basis, and this is one of them. All right, of course, improving sleep quality. I've emphasized in previous videos on my YouTube channel, DNA Hacker Secrets. If this is, you're watching on YouTube, but then you're watching it on this channel, obviously. And I always emphasize sleep quality over sleep quantity. The people who emphasize sleep quantity, that's a Newtonian view of the world. You want the quantum, the modern physics, the Einsteinian view of the world. It's not about the amount of sleep. There are yogis that effectively, if you describe what sleep is, they don't sleep. They remain conscious throughout. Their body may be resting, but they are actively engaged at other higher dimensions of consciousness. It's about sleep quality, not sleep quantity. I went for many years in my very advanced practices, I would sleep at most 3 hours. I would get that deep, high power sleep, wake up, and then go to my deep practice until about 6 a.m. And then I would go do my daily routine, daily stuff for work, etc. So of course, anti-inflammatory. But one of the things that is important is that, this is something I want you to be vigilant. There's a lot of companies that will say that their product, you can see right there, is full spectrum. But are they really being transparent and stating what's in the product? Can you go to the website and find exactly all the numbers? If you get the higher dosage of this one, it's going to even have more of what are known as cannabinoids. So along with CBD, what you really want to get, and what I like about Deluxe Leaf and the owners of this company is that not only are they they're based in research. They're very strongly their foundation is in research and science. But what they really wanted was to deliver a product very natural, a very natural profile, because what you really want is you really want the full spectrum of all the cannabinoids. You want it to have some of the colors that are found in the natural plant, almost, trying to get as close as to if I were to take the whole plant and juice it. And so that it's full of the terpenes, which give the actual and the flavonoids that give some of the healing properties and also give it a nice aroma and flavor, and you'll really notice it. This is the unflavored one, the natural one. They have a couple other flavors. I just like the natural flavor. You're really gonna taste that natural hemp kind of cannabis flavor. And of course these terpenes as well, so you can see that here it says CBD oil and terpenes, and they give you a list of what's in those additional cannabinoids like CBDA, kind of a precursor of the CBD, CBCA, CBG, or cannabidiol. If you're watching this on YouTube, there's a link below for my medium.com article where I go into details about the other cannabinoids and their effects. I also have an article and a video on YouTube on how you can naturally enhance your own endogenous cannabinoids. So this is found in your body naturally, but most people don't activate them to the right level. They're not activating the level of these mood enhancing, bliss enhancing, health enhancing, and consciousness expanding chemicals that you already have within you. That, for example, a yoga master, let's say, would already have turned on. And so they're going to have bountiful health and energy, and their consciousness expanded, and they can experience more than what the regular person can experience of the universe. And so we'll talk about cannabidiol in a sec. CBGA. Interestingly, this is the first one to be synthesized by the plant. Depending on where you harvest it, you can actually enrich for this one. This is becoming a very hot cannabinoid. But again, I stress that what you want is balance. You want it in the natural state. So like you want as natural a profile as possible so that you don't lose some of the healing chemicals and antioxidant, anti-inflammatory properties that the compound should have. Not the compound, but the spectrum of the oil. So the oil, you want it to be like almost like if you were to just have extracted it from the plant, as close as possible. Cannabinol, which is another one that's becoming very popular. Very few people are currently producing these. And again, a lot of people are emphasizing this kind of white bread mentality of just kind of enriching, almost like pharmacologically, like a pharmacology where you have a powdered tablet, a powdered form of CBD, resuspended, get something where it will solubilize, it will dissolve in an oil, a carrier oil, and oftentimes what you have is mostly hemp oil or coconut oil, whatever it is that they're using. And of course, CBDV and also THCV, which I also mentioned in that article, which is called tetrahydrocannabivarin. So just to run you quickly through this, cannabinol, you'll see some overlapping similarities. So similar to cannabidiol, cannabinol has been shown to help with sleep. These cannabinol, tetrahydrocannabivarin, and cannabidiol, if you are a female at menopause and beyond, or an older person and you're wanting to combat some osteoporosis, you want to be taking a supplement like this one where it's going to include those additional cannabinoids that are going to help with bone formation. So if you're struggling with stress, of course, I teach how to live a stress-free life. These are going to help counter stress or decrease the stress response, help with sleep. I did a video on how stress and sleep are connected and how that is connected to Alzheimer's disease. You want to check out that video below. I'll probably link it at the end when I upload it. I'll be putting a video access to that one. Helping with your immune function. It's been suggested that this may help like athletes, for example, if they get a fracture, to help accelerate fracture healing. And of course, decreasing anxiety, helping potentially with obesity and type 2 diabetes, also helping with some of the symptoms of Alzheimer's disease. And of course, if it's helping you sleep better, combat stress, if you catch it early enough. And I do talk about this in that video, and I think I have an article as well on medium.com. If I do have one, I'll put the link below, that you are really wanting to approach your being, approach your body as a temple, as if you were a god worthy of the utmost love, honor, and respect, and you give it exactly what it needs. And let's see, anything else? And I think that's it. So you want to really get informed. And so Deluxe Sleep is on a campaign to really inform people, to really remove this kind of haze that there is. A lot of people are really into this CBD field. Everybody wants CBD oil, but a lot of people are not getting it from the right source. There are companies that are very popular, one of which I've taken their products, and I don't want to mention their name, but these companies are just not delivering a product. If you look at the label, at the fine print, it's basically this white bread. They're this Kentucky hemp, mass produced. They're getting that CBD powder, putting it in some oil, and it barely has any of the other healing components that have this entourage or this kind of synergistic effect. And of course, you want to keep it in a more natural taste. It should taste very natural, almost as if you were getting it straight from the plant. What gives it that aroma and flavor are the terpenes and the flavonoids that are naturally there. You don't want to lose those because they're going to have a lot of therapeutic effects. And so, I forgot. I almost forgot. So I wanted to link this to meditation. And so one of the things that's been found with CBD is that it helps to calm the mind, to quiet. So one of the things that I was emphasizing in those previous videos on how to establish this early morning practice is that oftentimes our mind is very busy. We're constantly attracting thoughts. Thoughts come in, and we're busy people. And when it comes time to sit down and to do what has been shown to be the singular best way to advance in your transpersonal development, to grow exponentially, to heal yourself, which is meditation, they have a very difficult time practicing meditation. So oftentimes I don't jump somebody and I put them straight to meditate. I actually have them do, as I explained in those two videos, I have them do other things to prepare them for meditation. But even in the preparation, which is practicing concentration, CBD helps to enhance that concentration. It's almost as if this actually is a plant that was designed by advanced ancient civilization, that of which we have lost a lot of knowledge of this civilization, and we're reclaiming that knowledge back. It is a holistic plant that is perfectly designed for animals and mammals in particular, which are loaded with receptors, these cannabinoid receptors that these act upon. And they help to enhance our own endogenous cannabinoids to help elevate our mood, elevate our energy, expand our consciousness, improve our concentration, our clarity of mind. And so it is really designed, as are many other holistic natural remedies that I teach people about, and I get them on a right program that is suited specifically for their energy type and their constitution and their background and their health state. These are all designed to enhance overall function and to improve your well-being and your sense of bliss and your sense of peace. And so if you want to enhance your yoga practice, enhance your meditation practice, if you've gotten to that point, or even if you're at the level of pranayama, which is starting to control the mind, or you're practicing that on our concentration, then this is a nice add-on that you want to add to your daily routine. Okay, I'm gonna take a quick break to set up, and we're gonna do a guided meditation for like 5 minutes. Again, if you want the discount, I may even make sure that it pops up on the screen here. You want to use DNA Hacker 20. That'll give you 20% off this wonderful product. It's the best, in my opinion, out there. I've done a lot of research. I've gone out there and I've tried and I've searched and I've done all the work for you. So if you trust, try it. You have nothing to lose. All right, take care. I'll be right back. God bless. Namaste, everyone. I'm back. So as promised, we're going to do a guided meditation. So I want you to find a comfortable position, seated position. If it's a position that you are uncomfortable in, I don't want you getting into lotus or some difficult position. Get into a position that you're comfortable in, whether it's a seat or on the floor. If you're not going to fall asleep, you can also lie down. And this is a form of meditation that is practiced in the Himalayas. It's my preferred way of meditating, but you have to make sure that you don't fall asleep, okay? So I want you to get in a comfortable position. I'll give you a few minutes. If you need to, just pause this, and then resume. All right, I want you to close your eyes in whatever position you're in. I want you to center yourself. And when I mean center, I want you to really feel your body. Feel your spine, roll the shoulders back, make sure the head is aligned with the spine, and you're becoming aware of your posture, your breath. If thoughts interrupt you and want to pull you away from your centered position, acknowledge, don't let yourself go too far. Come back, anchor yourself back into your body, into your posture. Become aware of the present moment. And as you inhale light. And as you exhale darkness. You kind of let go, you absorb the light. And then the light comes out with less brilliance, less radiance, because you've taken it in. Inhale light and you relax. And you exhale and you let go of some of the preoccupations and worries and stresses of the day. Avoid any judgments, criticisms. Just be present right now. Everything else can wait 5-10 minutes. Everything else can wait 30 minutes or an hour. Give yourself time. You deserve time. You deserve healing. You deserve love. You deserve honor and respect. Give yourself that. Be aware of your posture. Make sure you're not slouching forward. You're still in a dignified position. I want you to take a minute or so to observe the breath. If your mind drifts, bring it back to the breath and observe it. Feel it on your nostrils. Now I want you to visualize a light on the abdomen, on the solar plexus near your navel region. Visualize a powerful light here. And every time you inhale, that light moves up to the throat. And when you exhale, that light moves down to the solar plexus. And do this exercise for a little bit. Just observe the light as it moves up on the inhale and down on the exhale. And again, if your mind drifts, bring it back to that light, bring it back to your breath. Observe it moving up to the throat and down to the abdomen. Your mind drifts, bring it back to this moment. The only thing you have is the here and now. Observe that light as it moves up and down, up to the throat on the inhale and down to the abdomen, the solar plexus on the exhale. And when you inhale, and that light moves up, I want you to think so. And when you inhale and it moves back down, you think hum. Inhale so as it moves to the throat. Exhale hum. So. Take a minute to observe it moving up and down as you do the mantra so and hum. So on the inhale as it moves up, hum on the exhale as it moves down. And now on that next inhale, move the light to your chest region and hold it in your heart center. Imagine a beam of light coming out of your sternum, nurturing the heart. And I want you to insert in that heart center the image of a divine personage, somebody who inspires you, or maybe somebody you want to heal with that light, somebody that you love, somebody that you want forgiveness from. Touch them with that light. Put the image of that individual, that image right there, and move the light to the chest, and then hold it there and concentrate on that image surrounded by love and light and truth. image. If your mind drifts, bring it back to your heart center, to that image, the image of that person, whether it's something that inspires you, that uplifts the mind and the heart and the spirit, or somebody you want to nurture with love, forgiveness, truth, and peace. Hold that image surrounded by light in your heart. And as you go about your day afterwards, try to keep that image and that light in your heart. Use it as a center of focus and an anchor to calm and heal you. Remember, it's very healing if you brought the image of somebody you wanted forgiveness from. Somebody you wanted to send love. Maybe somebody who's in pain. And if you're thinking of somebody divine, a guru, or an inspirational figure, or a Jesus or a Buddha or Muhammad, whoever it may be, bring that image. Whenever you feel off, bring yourself to your heart. Infuse it with love, infuse it with light, infuse it with truth, and connect with that image. Have a beautiful day. Namaste.